Bomba!
Welcome to Bomba Live, the show you've been waiting for. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Joe Collazo. Subscribe to Bomba Live on YouTube and anywhere you can download a podcast for the show you've been waiting for your entire life. These are the insightful and entertaining conversations you can only get con Bomba here on Bomba Live from the top of Philadelphia in the iconic Pyramid Club. I am here with my co-host, author, trainer, y la reina dominicana de TikTok, Dionely Reyes. How are you, Dionely?
I feel fantastic. I'm so excited to be here.
When she appears on Bomba Live is that, to break through the noise with politics and all the crazy issues of the day, she's going to give us some tips and some thoughts around things that are happening in our society and what we can do about it to better ourselves during your Mientras Tanto segment. I'm really excited about Dionely. So what's on your mind today?
So, a lo que se resuelve the big issues, the big political and social issues, what can we do in the meantime, mientras tanto? So, my question is, have you left your toxic partner yet? Not to you, Ray, just in general.
You're going to get me in trouble,
That's
girl.
the subject. No.
I got no toxicity in my life. I'm clean.
In general.
Yes.
Because that came to mind when I was seeing, because it's all over social media, the whole drama with Yailin and her,
oh my God, Tekashi,
her future ex-husband. I think they're still married. Tekashi, Anuel,
Karol G. No, and then Arcángel got into it. Like
Rochi's
into. I don't even understand that part of it. It's crazy.
A mess. And Yailin, she came out with a song recently called Narcisista, and I feel like the red flags were there a long time ago. You know what I mean? But sometimes, like you said, like, we want God to lead us, but he's like letting us know, and we don't want to see it. We don't want to accept it. For example, one of the things that Anuel did, all this is allegedly because I wasn't there. He was kind of trying to make Karol G, his ex, jealous with Yailin. And that's called triangulation, when somebody plays two people against each other. And speaking down about exes too, like la campaña de difamación.
But now that he's not with Yailin, now he's trying to get back with Karol G.
And Karol G
and
is
it's
like,
just
I'm
a mess.
over it.
It is just a mess.
I like that Karol G, she kept it classy. I mean, she threw un par de puya aquí allá, but she kept it classy, and she just let time reveal the truth.
So some people are so how can people identify when there's the difference between like just kind of working things out in a relationship or when it's really toxic? You got to evaluate the whole situation.
In any kind of relationship you have, work environment, friends, family, your romantic partner, there should always be respect. Like, if you have a disagreement, that's not an excuse for someone to disrespect you. So sometimes my friends tell me their situation, and I ask them, what made you think you deserve to be disrespected? And then they start thinking. And some of the things that made them think that way is things from like their childhood. Things happen, things were normalized. Maybe they saw their parents being that way. So that's why I'm like, you guys, you got to do the work and go seek therapy.
They don't think they're going to do any better.
Heal.
There's those kind of thinking.
And there's still a little bit of stigma that people that go to psychologists son loco. And it's like, no, la gente loca no va a ver psicólogo willingly. Like, if you're going willingly, it's just you're kind of getting in your own way. So that helps you get out of your way so you could evolve and fulfill the purpose God has for you. So some people live their life coping instead of doing the work it takes to heal by seeking therapy with a psychologist. And then they wonder why they're stuck in a cycle. Because, like, for example, I'm going back to Yailin. So Yailin left Anuel, and now allegedly she's with Tekashi. And I'm like, they are very similar, Yailin.
Going from bad to worse.
And it seems like he's doing the same things that Anuel was doing in the beginning, love bombing with gifts and all this stuff.
That's right. Yeah.
It's like that's a red flag, because true love se da al paso, with time.
It's a show thing. Yeah.
It's like getting fit. You got to give yourself time. You didn't get out of shape overnight. You're not going to get fit overnight. So you got to give yourself time to heal. And if you feel like you can't be alone, that's because some people are like, oh, I need to have a boyfriend or a girlfriend or somebody with me all the time. And they'll say that's a red flag too. So you got to be able to be by yourself and understand that you're in good company even when you're by yourself. So, and then, like I said, like healthy love is, well, to heal people, respecting each other's boundaries. A lot of people that I talk about boundaries to, they're like, what do you mean boundaries? It's just like, when you have a relationship with somebody, it's not about each of you giving your all completely, because that's really romanticized. That's how they say in songs.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah,
no,
it's never 50-50.
that's not healthy, you guys.
But to your point, it was funny because when you talk about boundaries, I was thinking about Keke Palmer with her man calling her out on social media. It's like, hey, you saw her walk out the house. Maybe you should have had a conversation before. You know, like, I'm not saying he should have had an issue with that. You can argue that, but it's like, why are you putting it out here publicly for us to be a part of it? That's y'all life.
I don't understand how all of a sudden he wants to be a traditional partner, a traditional man in a romantic relationship, when she's the one that's a provider in the relationship. Like, pick a side. Either you're going to be a kept man that's feminine, or you're going to be a masculine man that's a provider and protector.
Yeah.
So that's something else that I talk about in my social media. And a lot of people are mad at that.
It's like, dude, Usher, I mean, you know, give her everyone. I mean, come on, give her a second. You know what I mean? She wasn't doing anything. The dress wasn't even that bad. I've seen, you know.
Absolutely. And remember that toxic people go around looking for people with low standards and weak boundaries to infiltrate their lives and wreak havoc to drag you down to their level. So what can people do to get away from that? If someone's in a toxic relationship, a lot of times you can't just sit down with that person and say, hey, listen, I don't think it's working out. We should break up. They're not going to take it well. They're probably going to do like a hoovering, love bombing tactic to try to keep you stuck there. So you literally have to escape. Like, you got to like plan, how are you going to leave. And then I guess find a way to notify them.
And unfortunately, we've seen, you know, Christina Vega, who's one of our co-hosts and co-producers, you know, with her work at Love Shouldn't Hurt, she actually helps women plan doing that.
Yes.
That are in real situations with violence is involved. And that's something that we have to continue to support, you know, especially women in their journeys, because unfortunately escaping is actually part of a lot of scenarios.
And there's men that go through that too. Something else they can do in the meantime is do the gray rock strategy, which is where you don't react to what they're doing and what they're saying. You just save that energy, because a lot of people, toxic people, they just want to get a reaction out of you, but you don't want to waste your energy doing that.
So Dionely, give us a final thought around, you know, this situation. Anything else you wanted to share related to helping people identify toxic relationships and how to grow from there?
So a toxic relationship is like a roller coaster ride, and that becomes addictive, because it's like you get like this hit of amazing love bombing and, oh my God, that person's so loving to me, they're showing me so much attention. And then you go down when they're like ignoring you, they're ghosting you, or they're being mean or indifferent. And then all of a sudden they're up love bombing you again. Healthy love isn't like that. Healthy love to someone that has been in a toxic relationship and they haven't taken the time to heal and just be completely single and focus on themselves, healthy love will seem boring because it's peaceful. So
yeah.
That's why I'm like, Yailin, take it slow. What are you doing?
Yeah, well, I mean, Tekashi, that's another
so
story.
They need to also write down the list of horrors, is what it's called, where you write down like everything they have done, because like negative, because people tend to forget.
Well, we as people that consume their content, we're guilty of it too, because, you know, the Yailin Tekashi Anuel situation was like effed up from the beginning. But we're all talking about it. We're all into it. The excitement. And now kids have gotten involved, and and people getting threatened. It's gotten way too far. I watch
it to learn. Like, they get ratings, but I'm like, people should learn from their mistakes. And we're seeing like this whole drama play out in front of us.
That's right.
So should I share the hotline number?
Yeah, real quick.
Okay, so there's help out there, and you could contact the domestic violence hotline at 1-800-799-7233, and the website is thehotline.org.
Dionely Reyes. Dionely, thank you so much for being part of the first episode that we produced here on top of Philadelphia at the iconic Pyramid Club. Shout out to our homies, the producers, SBX Productions. Dionely, this was an incredible experience. You're going to be back very soon. And I want to encourage people to, again, subscribe to Bomba Live on YouTube. Subscribe, download the podcast. Anywhere you can download a podcast, you can check out the show you've been waiting for your whole life. These are the only this is the only place you can really have these insightful and entertaining conversations con Bomba. Thank you so much, Dionely.
Thank you, Ray.